get a whole new
Following.
Yeah, a whole
Special
new
following.
Like the
cult of
new
followers.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That's true. How come I can't just pass someone's guard by using quantum physics to
Because
just...
you're everywhere.
Yeah, you're passing your own guard.
Yes, good one.
Pass my own guard. Mel, come down here. That's really heavy for a Thursday morning, man. Hey, head that way.
Welcome home.
Ah, that's good. Okay. Hey, I'm just going to cover this for a little bit, and this is, I guess, really fundamentals on side control, and dealing with the top position, dealing with the top bottom position. Just a little bit about the side control, so everyone kind of understands what our jobs are. Okay. So first things first is the majority of the side control. The theory behind it is if I control the head, I control the body. So the most common side control we get is a chest to chest, and we have a cross face. So like I kind of go here, here, and my job is I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder through Mel's jawline. Whether Mel's frame's inside or outside is irrelevant right now, and I'm trying to squeeze. My knees come tight to the body so that if Mel tries to turn towards me to rescue guard, there's no space. Okay, so what I see people concentrate on is they try and concentrate on the contact point, which is my chest or Mel's chest, and they try and use their frame system to get rid of it. There's two things that are going to benefit Mel from here, which is really good. So if Mel has a frame system on the inside, if my head is flat or facing forward, if Mel simply raises her elbow, not a hand, it's painful in the throat. Number two is this: at no stage am I controlling her knees, feet, or hip. So what she wants to concentrate on is she wants to slowly walk her feet away from me. Now this is really awkward. Now this is the part that I try to explain to people. It's hard to do. Is this: we're now going to slowly turn our knees towards us. I'm going to slowly raise the elbow. Bring our knees through our body. So as we bring our knees in, we move our hip backwards to rescue the guard. Now, the part is, as long as your knee line is hip line or center line of my body, you're in a pretty good position. You don't want your knee to be on my hip. So the concept is get your knee through as deep as we can. Most times I'm going to try and move, so I'm going to try and hip switch, so I'm going to try and face forward. As we do that, Mel's just going to turn both of her knees towards the ceiling. So as I hip switch, she turns both of her knees towards the ceiling, and I'm kind of stuck in no man's land, so she has the ability to roll me over. So let's have a look at that again. So what I see people do, they normally do the one of the two things. They normally frame, or they normally try and push their legs through. It's really rare that they do both. So under, here. So I'm crushing down, and Mel's trying to move me, so feet go away, feet go away, feet go away. Now, it's not much point raising your elbow now. Of course, you're just going to put my weight on you. So turn your knees towards me. Now, raise your elbow, knees go through. As you feel me tension back up, your knees go to the ceiling, and you're going to find that this is a really easy way to carry me or sweep me. So that's the first concept we're going to have a look at is rescuing the guard, and it is the knees and the elbows working simultaneously together. Yes?
Just scratched my eye.
Okay. All right. I don't want you guys putting a lot of pressure on each other, because it's like the first thing was just working out how to do it. There's no much point kind of going, okay, I'm going to crush you down without learning the concepts and your timing. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wrong or right. It's just a more effective or efficient way to do it. So frame system on the inside. Right. So you think about it this way, is Emma's got the pressure, so I turn my knees away, which allows me to walk my hips. Sometimes if I'm this way here, it's quite hard to move, so I turn my hips. And I'm kind of walking around. So as I'm walking, I'm trying to slide my hips out, and the only way I can do that is by kind of, so I'm kind of going to go 1, 2, drag, 3, 4, drag. What I see people do from here is they try and bring their knees in to rescue guard. Now, the downfall of that is the space is wrong. My knees are facing the ceiling, so this is quite hard to rescue. So what I want to do is I want to keep my legs straight and bring my knee through the lower gap. So I'm not trying to bring my knee through this area here, I'm trying to bring my knee through here. So slow motion again. And I like to, when I'm wrestling with someone and I'm in the side control position, what I try and do from here is I try not to push with my hands, because I'm going to be pushing them onto my hips. So, you know, so I'm trying to go from here, so I'm not, like, not holding, leg goes straight. And I know they do go, look, you know, I can upgrade to knee rod or mount, but my ability to be able to capture the arm and attack becomes a lot better. So instead of kind of going from here and trying to rescue your guard by going that way, because they're in the way, you've got to keep that leg straight, and that will also allow your hip to turn to rescue. Just a small detail, so just have a quick shot that 1, 2, 3. And let's move here. So when I train the kids, I call this forklift side control. And what the job is I'm trying to tip my partner away from me. So that way it's harder for them to rescue guard. Secondly about it is the inside frame system, which they use to create space, becomes obsolete or null and void. So they're going to have to use the secondary frame system, which won't do anything if you're getting turned that way, but it will give me a window of opportunity to attack. Thirdly, this is the ability to control most of the body, but it minimises my attack system. So I have to compromise. I can either attack, but I lose some control, or I can control, but I lose some attack. You know, it's like it's really rare that you get this position that like mount and back control is one of the ones where I can control you and attack you. No. So what happens is, when we're here, I understand that my partner can do just what we've done. So I'm waiting. As my partner starts to move, my hand swings under and I hold. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to put my hand onto the ground. Now, I got asked, like, is it palm up, is it palm down, is it fist, is it open hand? Right now, doesn't really matter. I got told to try and hold the far gi pants as well. Like, you know, so I got told to try and hold the far gi pants, so, you know, but I found that, like, the more that I was trying to fish for this, the more that I took my weight from up and the more that they could move. So it's more about just simply putting my hand under the hip line. So as Mel turns towards me, I just simply push her over. So as she tries to rescue, so it's a really easy way for me to control it. Second thing about it is, this sounds weird, she's creating a space on this side, which I'm going to utilise. So my hand that's holding her hips or her leg is now going to go 4 fingers under into the back of her collar. Right, so slow motion, and I'll just go slow, so Mel's doing the right thing, boom, so I'll block it out first of all. Don't move your hand yet. So as Mel tries to move, my hand goes under, goes 4 fingers into the back again. So Mel sits up. My 4 fingers are in the back of the gi. And I do want it closer to the neckline, not the shoulder line, but I'll take whatever I can get, to be honest. Okay, so that hand. So what I'm doing is I'm shooting my hand under and grabbing the back of the collar from here. Now, well, my hand's not here, my hand's here. So what happens now is my shoulder and my elbow now block her from being able to put a guard in. So I don't want to come up too high, I want to keep my weight here. This is the next and the hardest part, is this. I'm now going to start to walk to north-south. I'm going to flare my elbow to put tension on the head. The way that people normally relieve it is they go, look, I'll push Adam up and I'll pop the head off. Well, my thumb goes in, punch the ground, and bring my hand through. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't take my hand out here because Mel's hand's in. This is going to become a hand fight. So what I do is I kind of talk Mel's head like, ha ha, ha ha. Eventually she'll go, man, get off me. Boom, and now my thumb goes in. I sit down and I roll from here. Now, because I've got underneath, Mel can't use the shoulder to roll out. And if she does, it chokes on. She rolls towards me, I'm just going to keep the shoulder elevated. So, under, thumb, it's like a paper cutter, and I've cut the head off. Okay, so. As Mel creates space, my hand goes in. Number 1, lock Mel up from getting the guard. Right, put my hand under, grab hold of it, torque the head, thumb goes in. Elbow cuts off the head, and stay here, apply pressure. If you're having trouble, start to walk to north-south with the choke on, and that'll turn the head and open up the neck. 1, 2, 3.
Great.
Must have been nice to me.
Emma?
Or me?
Okay, so let's just have a look at this again. So frame system from here, right, and it's all about space. So right now, as I walk my hips away, I've created a space for Emma's right hand to go into. As I try and turn, she blocks it out. So the most common reaction is I'm going to use my frame system to push. That allows Emma's right hand to go underneath my arm and go behind. And that will generally pop my frame up as well, my frame system, which means it's null and void. So what will happen now is that we're going to go to what the next option, which would be to try and push the head away. That will create now the space to go to here. The issue sometimes is that I'm on this side and my shoulder's in the way. So even if you try to windscreen wiper choke me, I'm like, no way, hose B. So the option that we'll do is we drag our partner onto their back. So we use everything. So we start to slide our bottom to our heels, drag our partner here. Now, we upgrade to right knee ride. So put our right knee ride on our partner. Nice. So you still get choked by windscreen wipering that, like to get the choke. What will happen now is I'm going to push. So your right hand now goes to my tricep. To my tricep. Okay. I cannot pull my arm out. And I've got a choice. If I roll onto my back, I get choked. So what you're going to find is that most people are going to try and push away. As I push away, simply step over. And the arm, see how the arm's underneath? So we don't bring it in front. We do a seated row.
Do you keep it with a Kimura-ish type
Yes,
lock
yes,
on
so
it?
it's elbow to hip and drag it backwards. So let's just have a quick look at that again. So this is if you're having trouble, if they're fighting, if they're off their side, we're going to upgrade to knee right. You should be looking at knee right anyway to get the 2 points. So frame, I do the correct thing. I'm like, yeah, wicked, I've got this escape. As I bridge from here, I'm like, okay, I'll push to get out here. As I start doing my escape, Emma's hand comes under from here, like this. I'm like, okay, I'll frame off the head. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get choked and stay on my side. Because this is really hard for her to choke me because my shoulder's in the way. So Emma starts to drag me backwards. What you're going to find is you're going to start to try and get your hand in from here. Now, all you're going to do is, the issue that I see that happens now is your own knee sometimes hinders your choke. And only because you're trying to put your elbow on the ground. Well, if you take your elbow towards my ear, now the choke will come on. So instead of trying to put your elbow to the ground, like slowly lift it up towards my ear. Now there's space to put it on the ground. So I'm going to start to fight to stop the choke. Upgrade to knee ride. So that's going to give you the space and the control to armbar.
Can I ask, would
Yep.
you look at putting the knee ride as close to the armpit
100%.
or do you want more?
No, I want the armpit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is almost like, haha, I can roll you over. So as I'm kind of like going to push, whether we go belly down or whether we go backwards, it makes no difference because my arm's compromised. So from here, boom, the leg comes over the top. Nice. Let go of the choke. Seated row from here. Just for the armbar, my shoulder's raised. It's a really tight armbar, so you can't fall back. You notice how Emma's kind of holding on to my gi, not falling backwards, because we don't have air brakes. You can't stop in the air. Once your body weight starts falling on this arm, you can't stop it. So just kind of keep a control of the gi to stop you from falling down heavily onto the arm. Yeah. You can knee ride wide, but you're going to lose that control of my elbow. I'm going to be able to start to rescue my elbow. So the more that this foot's up high, the more that it's tight to me. The more that your elbow's out, the more I can start to bring my elbow here. So you do want to kind of keep the knee ride on the chest. So exactly the same thing again. People underneath, we're not stopping it, but once you've kind of done the choke, try and push away to try and get out of it. Person on top, remember, take the tricep. So the hand goes under, takes your tricep. So that hand takes your tricep. It's or just changing from the collar to the tricep, like real simple. So now I can't put my elbow down. And you can, if you want to, keep the choke on. You know, so that's, and I'm kind of like pushing away. And when you're ready, like up to knee ride, and I'm generally going to push away, let it go, seated row. Like Emma did, bring your leg over the head and then let go. Don't let go and then bring your leg over the head, because if you let go, I'm out. So make sure that you bring the leg over the head. So in this position, leg goes over the head, so the arm's trapped. And now, let go.
seated row.
Also as well, do you look at popping the knees
Yes,
together
switch
or
knees, always
to
switch
bring that
knees.
up to
Yeah,
the
switch
ceiling?
knees. So what happens,
Kids are forgetting.
even if I go to do the hitchhiker escape, if you take your left elbow backwards, it's just going to straighten my arm. Anyway. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's like very cool.
Micro detail. And it makes your side control a lot tighter, which means that we're going to get a bit better response to the actions and reactions. And what I found out for me when I started doing this, it kind of shut a lot of their side control escapes down because they can't use their far arm. And I started to get a lot more opportunities to attack the far side, not the near side. So the issue is when I'm on side control, as a general rule, is Mel's elbow is what I call backside of my head. So anytime that Mel raises her elbow, it's on my throat and she has the leverage. So what I want to do for me, if you think about this one, says I take my chin and put my chin on the elbow, and I'm trying to cup and put my chin down. So now Mel just say elbow.
How's your chin bone?
So no. So what I'm doing is I take away that frame. So the only frame system she can use is the inside, which is what she's going to use to lift me up to get my hand under to get my grips. Because if Mel's rolls this way, I can't put my hand underneath to get the collar because her weight's on that side. So if I'm here, first thing that I do when I get to side control is I turn my chin and I put my chin down, heavy on the elbow. And I'll kind of come over a little bit. So Mel will go, ha, and I'm like, thank you. So she gives me what I want. Now, of course, the hand's caught. This is really hard to stop the choke because I've kind of pinned it in here. If Mel does manage to rescue the arm, which is actually really hard to do. So what will generally happen is she's trying to shoot under my armpit, like, here. So the more she shoots here, the more I just come over the top and I just cross face from here and apply the pressure from here. Which is actually worse
For most people.
Yeah, than the other
I'd be
ones.
tapping already.
Yeah. So what I want to do is more about I'm taking away the major escapes to give her this tiny little hole of hope, which unfortunately isn't much
False
hope
hope.
at all.
False
Yeah.
hope.
No. So or just talking about like how it's almost like a superpower that I can just simply lay on top of someone and hold them down without doing it and they can't move. And even if they're like 10, 15 kilos heavier, they can't move. You hear in BJJ, Thomas coaches, just get up. It's like, what the fuck do you think I'm trying to do, man? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just laying here, So, but people don't understand, if I position my body correctly, you can't move. And like, if you did this to someone that didn't do jiu-jitsu, they would think it's magic or, like I've seen people actually go to sleep just like, because they panic, and then they're kind of hyper and they go to sleep just by someone holding them on side control on the street. And the person gets up, they're like, what happened? You know what I mean? So like if I kind of go, if I put my weight on, the most common thing people are going to go is go, get off me, and they're going to use it. Yeah, and if they're stronger than me, I'm in what we call the power zone. But if I said to you to bench press with your elbows, which is harder. Now, if I said to you, bench press with your elbow, so just that. So I bench press and I kind of go, hey, look, there's a big hole here. And that just by itself from here is enough to get that, even without coming underneath, even without doing anything else. So what we're going to do now is just going to put our chin on the end of the elbow, tuck our chin in, and just let the person move. What you're going to find is that you're going to get that ability to start to set the whole sequence up from here. It's going to be a lot easier to do as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3.